What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to Chill with Pete, the coffee break catch-up series where I bullet point my week more or less. And in the old days, when I first started my channel, Chill with Pete was used when I was too ill, poorly, tired, whatever, to actually film any or do any real hobby. I mean, back then I was heavily into Warhammer and Wargaming. I'm still into all that. But the series has evolved somewhat into just a more general coffee break catch-up, which I like. The idea, the premise was, the length of the video was the length of time it took me to drink said cup of coffee. And that was cool. You know, that was the business. Sometimes it would be quarter of an hour, sometimes it would be 25 minutes. You know, just depends on how it went, really. So, but this week, I mean, these are more of a video blog, really. I suppose for myself, like a video diary, something to look back on when I'm dead and gone. Anyway, past week, work-wise. Busy as heck, stressful as heck. I've not enjoyed it. It's been a horrendous week work-wise. I'm not going to lie. I'm hoping next week will be better, but you know, who can say? I just, you know, put it out there. It's going to be better. It's going to be. By the way, you can't see this, but the bottle of gel that was on its side, and I had to pick it up because OCD. It was interfering with my OCD. Playing havoc with it, right? So there you go. Yeah, so that's been kind of my life. I can't believe it's been a week since our friend came up to stay. A week gone by, it's just like gone. That said, when you're working, the week drags, and yet after the work, it seems to fly by. It's just, you can't odds it. You really can't. But there you go. I've just got back from feeding Sandy, car park cat. He's all fed and good. He can lounge around in the sun for a bit. The sun's just, you know, on the brink of disappearing behind the clouds now. I don't think it's going to rain or anything, but it's been a beautiful sunny day here today. Gorgeous. Seagulls are out. It's felt like, you know, it's felt like it was in season today. Like the summer season. You know, it's really knocking on the door. It's been knocking on the door today. And a couple of other places, we went out for a walk, and a couple of other places, very, very busy. And that's good to see, and we're pleased about that, you know, my wife and I. So, really, really good. Had a big long walk. Yeah, so, personal-wise, so we went for a nice walk today. We walked to Exmouth. Walked to the end of Station Road, or Harbour Road as it's called now. Check it out, it's Seaton, a lot of history. And at the end of that road is Exmouth Bridge. You can still walk over it. It's closed off to traffic now, they've got a different bridge. But the Exmouth Bridge is the oldest standing concrete bridge in England. And the sign is on it to state that as well. And it's like a national monument, you know, now and it's great, you know, so... It's got a nice feel to it, that bridge. I like it. And it's so flat walking. It's just flat. So I managed to do it, you know. I suppose today was neither a good day nor a bad day for me. It was an average day. And I can do it on an average day. Man, do I feel it afterwards. I feel it. My legs and feet feel it afterwards. But, yeah, I feel okay, though. I'm all right. You know, I'm not... I was dead tired when I got back, but now I'm just, you know, that sort of tired you get when you've had a swim. You remember when you were a kid, you went swimming, and you came out, you know, you got changed. You get changed and dry, and you get back, packed up in the car. You're like, I'm tired, but I feel good. You know, I do. I'm tired. I feel good, and yeah. So I've been sorting out my room a little bit. I don't know if you can see behind me over there. Some of my shelves. I've been organising books and games. It's looking a lot tidier in here now. I got rid of some junk some crap I had, like bits of cardboard. I'm like, why am I keeping this? Why? I don't understand. Why? Why, Pete? Why are you keeping this? It's just a cardboard box. Empty cardboard box. Get rid of it, man. Get rid of it. I need the space, So I was doing that. And there was a couple of old games and toys I put up into the loft, I suppose it'd be that side of the house. Just get it out of the way to make room for stuff that is going to be more needed, more, urgently needed. So that's good. I had a good week buying wise, purchasing wise. I've been getting more books. I've got a case open on a book that didn't arrive, so I'm hoping to get my money back on that one. It never turned up, so I'm hoping to get my money back so I can spend it on a different book, But I'm in the process now. Hang on a minute. I'll just have some coffee and I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I'm in the process of getting. I made the decision back along to get back into Werewolf and Vampire primarily. The old first and second edition ones for sure. And I do have Werewolf the Forsaken and Vampire Requiem. What I'm thinking of doing, possibly, don't hold me to this, but possibly, I'm thinking of amalgamating the two, or all of them together, because there's bits and pieces I like from both. There's differences, the newer stuff's got rid of some stuff. Okay, times change, but the system, it's D10 based, and it's still D10 based. I love that with dice pools. I absolutely, love that. I always did like the D10 system because that's the only dice you need for it. D10s. I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was so simple. You could roll up a character in 5 minutes, and then later on you can spend time putting depth to them if you so wished, or if they were just cannon fodder. No need. But it was good. It was handy for a storyteller. That's or game master, whatever you want to call them, known as storytellers back then in that world. But handy for a storyteller to just knock up NPCs left, right, and centre. So simple, so simple. Really, really good, and the lore behind it is phenomenal. Rivals Warhammer lore. It rivals it in terms of depth. How much, it just does, and I like that. I like a game with depth. It's like playing Lord of the Rings. A lot of depth to the game. You take something like Blade Runner, or even Alien. It's got a little bit of lore, not a lot. And they're great games, don't get me wrong. They're fantastic games, hence why I've got them. But the lore of Werewolf, Vampire, and that whole World of Darkness, Chronicles of Darkness, whatever you want to call it, is phenomenal. It really is. And D&D it's into its 5th edition and probably coming up with 6 soon. Who knows? Or 5.5, whatever they're going to do. I don't know. I hate it when they do that. 5.5, 3.5. Just go 4. Just go to the next one. That's a bit of a gripe. That's a bit of a rant there. It's not a ranty video. Yes, even D&D has got a lot of lore now, and a lot of different settings too. So really good. And so I'm torn at the moment as to what I play next. I still think it's going to be D&D. Hence, I'm painting like crazy. Still got my not fire pit. Got a fire pit on the brain. I had another fire pit going last night. My wife and I, and we sat and chewed the fat, and it was really, really good. Fighting pit. It's an F pit. Fighting pit. Still got that to do. I could do with putting some varnish on it, really. Yeah, so we've still got our fighting pit to do. Put some grass around the outside. I want to make it look better. And that will make it look better. It's looking pretty darn good though. and I got some gates for it at the moment as well. I need to sort of rust up and get ready for action. And thinking of drawing up a table for the first scene of my D&D campaign. You know, do I start on the beach, shipwreck? Do I start in the fighting pit? Do I start in a prison cell? Do I meet in an inn? You know, all that kind of stuff. And I might just roll randomly and see where the story takes me. There's certain elements I want to incorporate into the story. I've mentioned that before, and I've been writing down stuff and threads, and that's part of the game. It's like the meta game, and I enjoy that almost as much as playing the game itself. So I got asked recently a couple of things actually, but the only thing I can remember at the moment is, why aren't you playing as many groups now as you used to? You know, well, honestly, I prefer solo now. I prefer the convenience of solo because there's only me to look out for. There's only me to fall out with. There's only me to organise. Just me. It's just the convenience of it. So that's why. So yeah, I just, and there's so many tools for it now. I can play quite happily solo, and I can have a really good game. So yeah, and I still got a friend who's like, I don't get how you can play solo. I just don't get it. I've tried explaining a few things, and he's like, yeah, don't get it. I didn't for the longest time. I was like, solo, nah, you can't roleplay solo. That's crazy. But you can, and you can war games solo. You can skirmish games solo. You play any game solo pretty much. You know, there are certain games you can't. Alien is a difficult one to play solo because of hidden character motivations. You can't hide something from yourself, only from another player. And I'm kind of waiting for ChatGPT to catch up a bit with being able to run games like that for me, because that's how I'm intending to play that in the future. I haven't devised a really good solo run of it yet. I have played it in group. It is fantastic. I want to be able to play that solo to enjoy it as much. Let me see, I've played One Ring solo. I've played Blade Runner solo. I've played the One Ring in a group, the original The One Ring, the old, before it went to Free League years ago. Played that in a group. That was great fun. Good fun was had by all. And before that, we were, one group I had, we were adapting D&D, I think it was 2nd edition. Yeah, D&D 2nd edition, turning it into like Lord of the Rings basically, and we had good fun with that. That was good. So it's kind of getting rid of all the high magic stuff, you know, trying to make it feel like Middle Earth. I mean, I think we did an okay job of that. So yeah. Anyway, what time have we got here now? 14 minutes. That's me pretty much caught up for a week. Yeah. What prompted me to get back into werewolf and vampire? Do you know what? I think, all honesty, my wife. She's writing another book. Well, she was writing a book, and that one went on hold. She started another book, and that's kind of taken over, and it's back to werewolves and vampires and that kind of stuff again. So she's asking me stuff. What do I know anything about it? What do you think? This, and this. I'm running ideas by me. I'm like, oh yeah, and it's getting me interested in the whole werewolf vampire setting again, and yeah, it's just making me think. Wow, yeah, actually. Yeah, I want to get back into that again. So So yeah, I think it's my wife that's got me back into that again. The light's going here now, which is sad. I was repairing one of my wife's bracelets today. Some like stones that come out of a bracelet, and I got some special jewelry glue, and I was trying to repair it on one of my little workstations here on my other desk, and it was great because I had the natural light coming in, and it's so much easier to do anything like that by natural light. It just is. So yeah, that was good. So the light is going. I wouldn't be able to do it now, but thankfully I got it done. I'm just waiting for it all to dry properly now, and then good to go. You know, all good. We went out today. Going back to personal stuff. Went out for breakfast brunch. Had a panini. I had a cheese and onion panini with salad. Mwah! Lovely jubbly. Mrs. Minnie Warzone had a bacon and cheese panini with salad. That looked nice too. And we had tea, and then we had some coffee and walnut cake for afterwards. Now there's a shop we go to called Finishing Touches, and it does the best coffee and walnut cake I've ever had. All homemade. I swear it's the best I've ever had. Anyway, and I've had quite a few in my time, I can tell you. Let me tell you that. But yeah, there's just like phenomenal. Is there anything else? I don't think so. So yeah, we had a fire pit going last night in our courtyard. It was a beautiful night. We just sat around the fire, had a few drinks. We were chatting, talking book ideas. I love talking book and story stuff with my wife, because it gets her sparked, gets her imagination going. She's like, I know what I'm going to write now. So I'm just waiting for her to finish the first draft, and then I can crack on with the editing side of things, and that's going to be good. I need to give up working for a living so I can concentrate on stuff like that, because it takes time. It takes a lot of time. Still, since moving to Seaton, we have accumulated a few more beta readers, which is good. So that they'll be able to help in the feedback process of the book production. So that's good, at least. My wife's first 3 books, Night of Phalor, Parallax, and Rise of the Alpha. There's a local shop's going to be doing a window display for them, setting up a nice little display area for her books, because the artwork's phenomenal on those books. Paid a lot of money for the artist to do those pictures for the books, so might as well use them, and use it to draw people in. So we're hoping to get some traction going with that. What else? I've been living in Seaton. It's a very dog-friendly town. Very, very dog-friendly. It's like almost every other person has a dog. Or dogs, in some cases 2, 3, 4 dogs. I'm just watching people with their dogs, and I'm missing my little buddy so badly. I get a lump in my throat, and I'm sat there thinking, when's this pain going to subside, So I miss Rufus, my dog, so much. But I'm also thinking, maybe I shouldn't have a dog whilst I'm working, because if I have a dog, you get a dog from young, don't you? Well, sometimes. Even the rescue ones, you get, some of them can be quite young. They need walking like 3 times a day at least, And with my age now and my condition now, it would wear me right out, having to work as well. Because I start work at 7 in the mornings. I don't finish till 3. See, it was okay with Rufus, because we grew old together, as it were. Because of my condition, I've got MS. We got our aches and pains together, and he slowed down as I slowed down, and in the end he couldn't go out for walks. Now, that's why I got the stroller in the end, so I could at least take him out, get him outside, get some fresh air and the sea air. And he used to love smelling the sea air and licking the stones on the beach, and he loved it. But yeah, so I'm thinking, well, perhaps when I retire, I can look at getting a little buddy again. I mean, cats are right; they can run around themselves and go outside, and just you don't need to walk them, do you? Although some people do walk their cats around here, which is quite cool. Um, I've seen cats on leads. I've seen 2 cats on leads being walked, which is quite cool. Um, yeah. So I told a friend of mine who we used to play Vampire and Werewolf together back in the day, and Mage. I think he might have played Wraith as well. I think he played those 4. I don't think we ever got into. I never got into Mummy or Fairy or whatever the other one was called. Demon. I don't know. He might have. I don't know. But I never did. But Vampire, Werewolf, Mage. Definitely those 3. I can remember us playing games together of that. Whether he was running, sometimes he ran the games, sometimes I did, sometimes someone else did. So I sent him a picture. I bought the Werewolf, the Apocalypse 5th edition, which is the new Apocalypse version of Werewolf, and I sent it to him, on Signal, and he's like, "Oh, MG, what have you done?" I was like, "Yep, I've just opened up a new financial drain vein." He's like, "Oh yeah," because he knows how many books there are, and he knows I will go full in on this. Whenever I decide to do something or collect something, I go full in. I really do. Can't help it. It's just in my nature. It's in my DNA, I guess. If I'm going to do something, do it properly or don't bother. That's my kind of ethos that I follow on it all. Anyway, time for another bit of coffee. Oh, I've just remembered another question. The other question that I've been asked lately, and I was just going to say, and it's reminded me because I'm wearing this T-shirt, which I got from the Tank Museum. So it's my favourite T-shirt at the moment. That and my D&D one. So someone asked me recently. They said, "Pete, didn't you go to Tank Museum? Are you gonna do a video? You said you was gonna do a video on it." Yes, I am. It's just that there's so many pictures and clips to put together. It's a bit like the carnival, Seaton Carnival from last year. I will get around to it, and I did with that, didn't I? Eventually. I will say, phenomenal day that was, and I only saw half of it because it's so big. The museum itself, it's such a big area. You can't get around it all in a day. Not really. You just can't. There's so much there. It's vast. It's in Dorset. If anybody's ever thinking of going to the British National Tank Museum, oh my God, you would love it. If you're into war stuff, history stuff, you will love it. I'm telling you. You don't even need to be into it, and you find it fascinating. So much to see and do and learn there. It's incredible. A really incredible day out. It's going to be 2 days out for me because we're going to go back there because you buy your ticket that covers you for 12 months. You can then go back as many times as you like in that 12 months. So we're going to go back there, try and catch up on the rest of the place, and I won't be worried about taking pictures or videos on that day. So we can concentrate more on the displays, the tanks, the information and the shops and that themselves. And that's probably going to be more in the summer as well. So looking forward to that. Right, and that's my coffee done. So yeah, that brings me to the end of this episode of Chill with Pete. Thank you ever so much for joining me. It's been really brilliant having you along. Love it. Do come back. Click that like button. Maybe the bell icon if you're feeling cheeky. Get some notifications of when I upload. Thanks ever so much. Do remember though, all brushes lead to war. And I'll see you on another video, my friends. Have a good one. Bye for now. Bye bye.